let's get started. Kurt Hills, good fan of the show, wanted to talk about the playoff picture. We're nearly halfway done with the season already.
Right.
Fuck, time flies. What the fuck? Already.
Yeah, week 7, right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
This is fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. But yeah, Kurt Hills wanted us to give our playoff prediction and playoff picture to the end of the season. So, number 1 spot in the NFC, Nick. What do you got?
Prediction, probably the same. Cardinals.
Okay.
Most of my list, before we go any further, is essentially the same. There's several teams got to switch up, taking the tail end of the playoff spot. You'll appreciate at least one of them, not both of them.
Right.
But the Cardinals, I've been bagging on the Cardinals, but I mean they're good. Like right now, they're good. I'm still waiting for them to blow it. It's going to be in the playoffs, obviously, when it matters. They might. You know what's going to happen? This is off the top of my head. It's going to happen. They'll get the first round bye because they'll probably get first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll lose their first fucking game, and it'll be the biggest wasted season they've ever had.
It probably would be.
I could see that happening. But yeah, the Cardinals, I would put respect on them. They're so good right now. They beat a couple good teams so far. Mm-hmm. I'll give them a chance. I think they can get first in the NFC. So I'm leaving most of the NFC the same.
How do you think they'll do in the playoffs? How do you actually think they'll do in the playoffs?
Swear to God, I would not be surprised if they lost the first game.
Okay. All right. So you're still sticking with your prediction, or like you were talking to Jacob last week.
Yeah, this
same
is
shit.
Playoff prediction, not Super Bowl prediction. So that's going to be the same. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my first pick, or my number 1 seed in the NFC, I got the Rams. 16-1. They lost to the Cardinals.
Think they'll win out?
They are winning out.
Damn.
They are winning out.
I wouldn't be too shocked if they did. I think they're really good.
They don't have that hard of a schedule.
Shit.
No, I think they will go 16-1. Their only loss being to the Cardinals.
So
that will be your number 1 seed.
You think they'll beat them a second time? Because I called that a few weeks ago.
Yeah. They'll beat them a second time.
Nice.
So yeah, 16-1 Rams. That's my number 1 seed. What about your number 2 seed?
Okay, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 are really. You can flip a fucking.
Let's go in order though.
Okay.
Number 2.
Currently, it's the Bucks. Right. I think it'll be the Cowboys.
Cowboys number 2 seed. Okay.
Well, only because the Rams are in that division with the Cardinals. So
yeah.
You're not going to have 1 and 2.
So they'll probably be like what, 5 really?
Yeah, but they're really the true 1 or 2.
Right.
So I'll go with the Cow. But it's really just what do I feel like today? Because it could be any one of those 3. I'm going to go with Cowboys for 2. They don't have that tough a schedule.
No,
I don't
they
think. And they're really fucking good. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys. Putting some respect on the boys. How about them?
Yeah, how about them Cowboys? All right, so number 2, Buccaneers, 16-1. Yep, you're going to have 2 teams that are going 16-1 in the NFC. Now, they lost to the Rams already. I think they can win out in the NFC South, obviously. And they do have their only really tough matchup is Week 14 against the Bills at home. So that one, they could go 15-2.
So these are all victims of schedule then?
Yes.
Okay.
They could go 15-2 with the Bills beating them, but I'm going to go Bucks 16-1 with the win against the Bills, and they are your number 2 seed. It's 2 16-1 teams in the NFC.
Yep. All right. Hey.
Yep.
Whatever you say, dude.
All right. So number 3, who you got?
Number 3, I got the Buccaneers. I don't think they're going to go 16-1. I wouldn't be shocked if they won 14 games this year, or at least 13-3, 13-4,
right?
Whatever it is now. And I mean, for the same reasons, they got an easy schedule and they're going to be good. But they're going to have some bad games here.
Yeah,
they might lose.
Obviously. I mean, when I'm doing this, I'm looking at like, all right, talent. What's going on right now?
Straight up talent, the Buccaneers could go undefeated.
Exactly. Could be injuries playing a factor later on. We can't predict that. Just a bad game, shit like that. Yeah. It happens. My number 3, I switched. I did the opposite of you. I got the Cowboys at number 3 instead of number 2.
It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, going 15-2. I think they're going to kill it.
God,
their losses,
fuck, man.
They already lost to the Bucks in week 1. I think they're going to lose to the Chiefs later on as well. As bad as the Chiefs are playing, it's going to be a shootout. Chiefs still got a pretty good offense, obviously. If Mahomes can stop with the fucking turnovers.
Dude, their defense. I mean, they'll.
Oh yeah,
their offense will have to score 45 points.
It's going to be like 3 years ago with the Rams and the Chiefs, that 50-40 game.
Oh yeah, that was something, huh?
It's gonna be it's gonna be high. Watch it be like 10-3, but
okay.
projected high scoring game.
Yeah,
I think the Chiefs are going to pull it out. Cowboys are going 15-2 with the third seed.
Damn, man, that's fucking crazy. Okay, that's fine.
All right, what do you got? Number 4.
We're 4. I don't. This one I don't quite understand. I got to go Packers, but once again, only because the Rams. I had them losing their division closely to the Cardinals.
Right.
Otherwise, the Rams would probably be second to me.
Yeah.
But I got to go Packers just for that reason, and they're a good team. I don't think they're going to be a good. They could easily lose their first playoff game though. I don't think when they. We'll talk about the Bengals later a lot, but they're very inconsistent at bad moments. Crosby could lose them a game. He almost lost them a game.
Their defense could easily lose them a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Rodgers is so great that he makes up for it. So they're a solid 4 in my opinion, and their record proves it. So
I got you. Yeah, we pretty much nailed it. 4. I got the Packers, obviously. The only team that could be close to them, and they're still not even that close, is the Vikings. But I got them going 14-3.
Okay.
Their losses being to the Artie Saints.
Yep.
Now, we were saying our prediction in our little football chat, and you made your prediction, Packers versus Cardinals. You said the Packers are going to win. Jacob said the Cardinals are going to win. I'm going to side with Jacob. I think the Cardinals will win that game. Also, Devontae Adams will be.
I was going to say, quick side note, I said that before Adams was on the COVID list.
Yeah.
That makes the difference.
That's
so
understandable. Now, Jacob's going to come back and say, excuses.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the Cardinals are going to beat them anyway, but it'll be a lot closer if Devontae
If they had Adams, I think Rodgers would pull some Rodgers shit out and beat him in clutch fashion that he always does.
But yeah, I got the Packers going 14-3, losing to the Saints, obviously, Cardinals, and they play the Rams later on. I think they're going to lose against the Rams.
Yeah, probably.
So 14-3 Packers, and like Nick was saying before, people jump the gun and say, "Well, the Cardinals are undefeated." We're going based off of playoff predictions. So your first 4 teams are your division winners.
Yeah.
Since we said the Rams are winning the division, right? Did you say no?
I said Cardinals are going to win.
I'm saying the Rams are winning the division.
So that's why I have the Rams way down to the next one at 5.
But they should be number 2.
Only reason. Yeah,
Power
number 2, possibly 1.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason they're at 5.
Yeah.
Their defense is still, I think, best in the league. After the way the Panthers have been elite recently. And their offense is top 10.
Right.
And they got the best receiver statistically in football right now. I think Cooper Kupp has 27 catches a game for 120 yards and 3 touchdowns. The guy's crazy.
He's ridiculous.
So, yeah, the Rams are a true number 1 or 2, but they're 5th because I'm trying to be nice to the Cardinals, and this is what fucking happens.
Yeah. So I got the Cardinals at number 5, obviously. I mean, they would be number 2 or 3, but I got them at 14-3.
Mm-hmm.
They're losing to the Panthers. I'm going to stick to that. Still losing to the Panthers.
Okay.
They're going to lose to the Rams later on. And I have them losing to the Cowboys. Cardinals. Yeah. Cardinals are going 14-3 with losing to the Panthers, Rams, and I think they're going to lose to the Cowboys later on.
I like it.
So
I love that, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be that's another game that's going to be high scoring, obviously. Yeah. So number 6 seed. Now here's where it gets tough. Who do you got in the 6th seed?
Currently, it's the Saints after their win on Monday night.
Right.
Only because Geno Smith sucks. But let's be honest, they're the worst 4-2 team possibly in the last 20 years. They're not good. They beat a bad Patriots team. They beat a Packers team that I don't think they knew it was regular season, right? And then they got shitty against the Seattle team without Russell Wilson. So their wins aren't that big a deal to me. I'm going to put the Vikings there because their defense is pretty outstanding, and I'll give you some love on Kirk Cousins. I mean, they got good weapons on offense, playmakers, I'll say, and Cousins is he can control the game very well. They can win games. They're only 500 right now, but they had a bye week.
Right.
So, but they can. I mean, they almost beat the Cardinals. I mean, their losses are really close. Their wins are close. But they're a good team, I think. Very underrated team. Their defense is stout, man. Their defense is stout. So I think they're going to end up with the 6th spot, knocking the Saints off. And we'll talk about the last spot in a minute with the Saints. But who do you got at 6?
At number 6, I got the Saints.
Really?
I think they will be going 11-7.
And they're going to get 6 with that?
Yeah. I think they'll
the
get 6
drop
at
off in
11
the
and 7.
NFC is crazy.
Well, 16, 15, 14, and then 11.
Yeah.
Get ready for number 7. So, yeah, I got the Saints going 11-7. They're obviously going to lose to Tampa twice. They already lost to the Panthers once.
Yeah.
I think they're going to beat them later on.
Okay.
And Atlanta twice. But, yeah, I got the Saints at 6. They're not a bad team. They're probably next year they're going to have to start rebuilding.
Yeah.
They're already having to start rebuilding, but they're playing pretty good. Jameis is doing better. Sean Payton's obviously a great offensive coordinator and quarterback coach. So he's doing a good job with Jameis. I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing. Hate to say it because I fucking hate the Saints, but they're doing pretty good, and I think they'll get the number 6 spot at 11-7. So who you got at number 7?
Number 7, you're going to love this. I got the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Main reason is because the schedule. And also, in this little 4-game skid that y'all been on.
Yeah.
There are some good excuses to be made. And injuries and lack of key players in the backfield on defense and on offense. He's just one guy, but he is one incredible player, McCaffrey. That's going to make a huge fucking difference. You're going to get Gilmore back in a few weeks. Your other cornerback, I don't know. CJ Henderson, he'll be back. I don't think Horn's coming back. I could be
playoffs
mistaken.
If we made it.
He could come back in this season. So defensively, you're going to be helped out there. Offensively, McCaffrey should be back the second. Well, it's already second half of the season. He should be back for the last month of the season. But mainly the schedule. When you look at y'all's next 6 games, you play one game or one team that's currently in the playoffs. That's the Cardinals. That's it. All the other teams you're playing are less than 500, which y'all are too. But you're not a true 3. Like you're
the Bills.
No, next 6 games. Y'all play the Bills after that.
Games.
It's like
Gotcha.
8 games from now. So y'all can easily win all but maybe 1 or 2 games. And y'all could beat the Cardinals. You said you're going to beat the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. I believe you could. You could win your next 6 games straight up. So the next 6 weeks are big for you guys. I think you'll take the 8th spot. And I don't get you like the Saints. I think they're like, to me they look like 2-4, but they're 4-2 somehow. I really don't.
Now I think if our defense was fully healthy, we could beat the Saints again. But
you're going to beat the Saints again. Oh, you don't think so? Are you that low on the Panthers or that high on the Saints?
We'll get to that later.
All right. Well, I got Panthers in at the 7th spot.
Okay. I got the Vikings in at 7, with a negative record at 8-9.
We're 1 team off.
Yeah, Vikings I think are going to go 8-9 and make the playoffs. They can easily win out in their division besides the Packers, obviously. So that's 4 wins right there. They already beat the Panthers.
4 lines.
Yeah. So I think they're going to go 8-9. We already talked about Kirk Cousins having a good year. They finally figured out they're doing a lot of play action now, which is great. I know they beat us just running play action on offense. And that's Kirk Cousins' strong suit right now. So I think if they keep to that on offense, their defense is naturally good. I think they'll be pretty good and really hard to beat later on. I mean, I don't see them doing damage in the playoffs, but they can definitely get there.
They can make it, yeah.
Do you have teams like in the hunt in the NFC?
I stopped it right there, man. No, well, let me hear what you got. I'm interested.
So I got 2 teams of each conference in the hunt. I got the Eagles at 8-9. Could possibly squeak in the Eagles, yeah.
Okay.
Just because I think they'll beat the Giants, too. They might split with the Redskins. They're
not
lose to
beating
Dallas.
the fucking Cowboys, yeah.
So I think they can go 8-9.
I can see that just because like the football team is so average and disappointing, and the Giants are the Giants, and okay, all right, I can see that.
So and then I got Seahawks at 8-9 too. I didn't include the Panthers. You'll hear why later. Seahawks at 8-9, possibly. They've had some good fought games. They're 2-6 now, right? They just lost to the Saints.
Yeah, and what 3 straight without
but they
Russell.
were most of them have been close.
Yeah,
they're
put
not
Russell
bad.
Wilson in, and they probably win the fucking thing.
Russell will be back in probably 2-3 weeks.
Yeah,
I would think. So they can easily come back. I don't think they're a great team per se. But they
got playmakers.
Russell is the guy. Russell, you could put him on any other team and they'd be fucking great. Besides the Jets and Jags,
they'd be good.
And Texans.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's the NFC. We're pretty much even. I know we have the Rams and Cardinals.
The one in the playoff was the Saints and Panthers flip is interesting to me. But I know why we'll talk about your Panthers opinion later. Let's jump to the AFC though.
All right. So who you got number 1 in the AFC?
Currently number 1, the Bengals. They're going to stay that way? I don't think so. Okay. I am very high on the Chargers. I think Chargers will be first in the end. No disrespect to the Bills, but I'm high on my Patriots for a couple reasons, and we'll talk about that later. But I think the Chargers will end up first, respectively. We'll talk about the Bengals later too.
Right.
But I think there's really the AFC's fucking close.
It is really close. It's
literally the all playoff spots currently are almost essentially the same record. Several guys have played each other and lost. It's going to be close, so I'm really just... It's all riding on old Herbert. I just love that guy so much.
He's amazing.
I got him going, taking his team to a bye week in the playoffs.
Don't you feel bad for Dolphin fans? Passing on Herbert and going for Tua? I told you, Tua. No. Not Alabama quarterbacks, but Mac Jones has proven me wrong.
Mac Jones proven that wrong a little bit, but...
Yeah, let's see if he can keep it up. But he's good. He might be the difference maker.
Yeah, well, I think Tua's had a good couple of games, but the Dolphins in general, yikes, man.
Yeah, they're not great. So my number 1 seed, and so my number 1, 2, and 3 are all tied at 14 and 3. And I went to the schedules and I saw why I ranked them a specific way because of who they face. Number 1, I got the Titans at 14 and 3. The fucking Titans.
Really?
I think they're going to lose. They lost to the Cardinals. They lost to the Jets. And they will lose to the Rams later on.
Okay. Yeah. No. Well, you just pretty much named their 2 lowest points. There's no way they're getting lower than losing to the Jets.
No. And
then getting demolished. And like they're one of the worst games they've had since Vrabel's been the coach.
However, I think the NFC is a lot better than the AFC. AFC's closer, but the NFC teams are a lot better than the AFC.
The top teams in the NFC are better than the top teams in the AFC.
Yeah, by far. So I'm going to say the Titans at 14 and 3 because they lost to the Cardinals, Jets, and Rams.
Okay.
All right. So who you got at number 2? And plus, they're a good team. They're not bad.
Yeah. Number 2, I will put the Bills at 2. Quick note, I have them losing to the Patriots this many times.
What?
This many games.
Twice?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
I'm not.
I want to. No. We're gonna stop that. How and why?
How and why?
Yeah, let me hear.
Let's look at last year. Most opt-outs, most players gone from the previous season. Right? We went 7-9, and we literally were one Cam Newton fumble away with 30 seconds left from winning the fucking game. With last year's team.
That's last year.
They have the exact same team. They might have the same record. I mean, like instead of 12 and 4, we'll call it 13 and 4 this year. Or you could say 14 and 3. Be the same fucking team. We have an improved team. And also, this prediction was made before I found out one of our top cornerbacks is out for the season. That'll hurt. Not Jackson, our second guy. That'll hurt. But our offensive line is slowly coming back into form. We're getting healthier, and our run game is starting to move. And I think once our offense gets going, I think we could end up possibly in a top 10 offense scenario. And our special teams is still great. He's not like Justin Tucker, but statistically, he's the best field goal kicker in the league right now, Nick Folk. We have an all-pro punter, an all-pro kick returner, punt returner. So in all 3 phases, we're starting to come around.
Special teams has always been good with the Patriots.
Yeah, we're starting to come around. I think overall we can give them a run for their money. And then in the end, it's Bill Belichick over Sean McDermott. And I love Sean McDermott. He's one of the best coaches in the league. But he's not Bill Belichick. And I think Bill Belichick right there is the tip that'll put us over in both games. Call me crazy. We've done it before. And I think we'll do it again this year. That being said, I don't know if the Bills will lose to any other teams. They got a bye week next week anyway, so I don't know what other losses they're going to have. But I think we're going to beat them a couple times this year.
I have them at number 2 at 14 and 3. I did have them going 6-0 in their division.
Both games?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, you're right. The Patriots and Bills, it could flip-flop. I get it. Just because it's a division game.
It's biased for me anyway.
That's
so,
it. I mean, yeah, well, but it's true. It's true. The Patriots aren't a bad team.
Yeah.
And Bill Belichick, he could pull anything out of his ass being the best coach ever.
Right.
So, yes, I can see why you'd say, I don't think twice, but I can see maybe one. But for my record's sake, I have them going 6-0 in the division.
Okay.
Their losses being to the Bucks, which they've already, well, yeah. So the losses being to the Bucks, Titans, and did not put the fucking Steelers in there. No, I did not.
The Steelers, huh?
Yeah. I don't know what their third loss. We'll say the Patriots.
Okay.
Okay, so 14-3, Bucks, Titans, and Patriots. Okay.
Okay.
They are, and I think that Titans loss is what's going to bite them in the ass. Do I think the Bills are a better team than the Titans? Yes.
Overall,
100%.
Yeah, their defense is way fucking better.
But they lost, so when you have a tie, 14-3,
They do it. Yeah.
It goes to the Titans. So that's why I think they're number 2. But the Bills are a great team, and I think they will make it. They probably will go to the AFC Championship, in my opinion.
Okay.
Or pretty close.
I can see that.
So who you got number 3?
Number 3, it's only because I was going to put the Raiders at 3, but then when you look at the Titans, it's only because their division. They don't have another good team in their division. They're not. They could. I think they could pull a fucking Vikings, like go 8-9 and win their fucking division. Okay.
Yep.
That's why they're gonna. They're not going to. They're gonna win it probably 12, 13 games, maybe 14, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But that's why they're going to be third in my opinion.
They have an easy
and they have an easy schedule. Yeah. If they would have been, if they'd have woke up the first, let's say the lost to Cardinals, they'd have woke up week 2 or whatever it was, and at least beat the Jets. Then they'd be looking at a 15-win season maybe. But third just because their schedule. I don't know what they're going to do in the playoffs. Have they beaten a great team yet? I don't think so.
Not really.
So,
the Bills.
Okay. Beat the Bills. Well, when Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry, it's hard to stop.
Right.
So, and I'll talk about him later. But they got great. They're one of those teams. They got great players, but overall, like Henry's easily the best running back in football, like unstoppable right now.
Yep.
And that's it. And they got a great receiver, and that's it. They got 1 or 2 great defensive players, but overall, on paper, like it's just those guys that are carrying them. Like, let's say Henry goes down. Oh, there goes Titans.
Yeah, you're right.
There they go.
100%.
They'll lose every game. Yep. So, yeah.
100%. So I got the Chargers at number 3, going 14-3.
I respect it. Appreciate it.
I think they're amazing. We are very high on Justin Herbert. Always have been since he came into the league. Yeah. I know when Tyrod Taylor was starting in front of him, me and you both said, "What the fuck?"
Yep.
And he sadly got hurt.
We got to play him this week. Oh my god.
He got hurt, and things worked out. Like we said, we're right most of the time. So Chargers at 14-3. I have them losing to the Chiefs once. Cowboys and the Ravens. So going 14-3.
We lost to the Cowboys.
Yeah, tough losses. Yeah, tough losses. They're a great team. I mean, and like we said, things could injuries could happen, shit like that. But I have them going third in the league or third in the AFC, 14-3.
Okay.
Now who you got for?
This is where I go back to back in the same division. Starting, this will be the number 1. Bengals winning the AFC North. Probably going into the season, what's the toughest division in the league, and probably still is as far as
it is 100%.
You got give me at least 3 playoff teams. I just think they're going to win their division. They already beat the fuck out of the fucking Ravens.
Yep.
And then they played the Browns. They beat the Browns, right? I think they beat the Browns once already. The Steelers, they beat the Steelers. They're 3-0 in their division. That's off the brain. So
I don't think they beat. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm pretty sure they did. So they're halfway there to being 6-0 in their division, and quite frankly, that's all I got to do to get the number 1 and get a playoff spot. But they're actually really good. They should have had the Packers. Their kicker had a shit-ass day. They should have beat the Packers. I think they got a pretty tough schedule coming up. I don't know if you have it pulled up. I closed them, unfortunately.
To the Bengals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 2-0.
2-0, sorry. So I think I closed it, but I had their schedule up earlier. It's pretty tough, but, dude, they're good, man. I think their defense, if we want to talk about it first, I know that was one of our topics, talk about the Bengals. Just quickly, they're 5th in points per game allowed,
Mm-hmm.
which, how weird is this? 18.3. If you go back like 10, 15 years ago, that's probably 22nd in the league, right? They give up 18.3 points per game, and their offense gets 27. That'd be top, 3 in the league, right? They're 7th in the league, but still, they're top 10 in both big categories, and they've beaten 3 playoff teams already: the Vikings, or 2 playoff teams, the Vikings and the Ravens, and they should have beat the Packers. So they're a pretty good team, and Joe Burrow, getting a little turnover happy lately, but they're winning games.
I'll wait to talk about them so we can have a topic for John.
Sure.
But at my number 4, like you said, it's a toss-up, huge toss-up. I'm going to go 12-5 with the Ravens as my number. I think they're going to win the division. So their losses are going to be to the Rams, Packers, and Raiders. I think the Bengals, Browns, and Ravens, when they play each other, they're all going to split. They're all going to go 2-0 against the Steelers, but they're going to split against each other.
Yeah.
The only difference between the Bengals and the Browns, the Ravens already beat the Chargers. And the Bengals and Browns both lost to them.
Interesting.
So that's why I'm going to put them ahead. Ravens 12-5, losing to the Raiders, Packers, and Rams, and they're going to win the division if they split with the Bengals and Browns, obviously.
Yeah.
I got them at number 4.
For
They're not a bad team. Lamar is doing better than we thought, honestly. I still am not sold on the passing because of last week against the Bengals. That
Monday night game that he had was an anomaly. He ain't doing that shit again in his career.
And he got fucked over when he passed against the Bengals.
Yep, less than 50% passing made him throw it 40 times. But that's a good spot.
But I have them at number 4. Number 5, go ahead.
Number 5.
Your first wild card spot.
Raiders.
Raiders. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, only because they got 5 wins already, 5-2. Already beat a couple good teams. They've already beat the Ravens to open the season, which is a crazy game. Yeah. And they're 2-0 without John Gruden. I'm not saying he was their problem, but maybe as a team, they're kind of doing this whole let's come together type of thing. They've had a couple of fairly dominant wins in back-to-back weeks. The Eagles, you said, are a pretty tough team to beat. At least defensively, they're in your hunt team. Am I correct?
Right.
Okay. And they beat the brakes off of them just last week. I mean, they're a pretty good team. They handled the Broncos with ease, and they got a good defense. So yeah, I mean, they're definitely a playoff spot for me. I don't see why not.
I'll get to that in a little bit. So for my number 5 team for the wild card, I got the Bengals going 11-6. They're losing. They already lost to the Bears, Packers, Chiefs, and Chargers. Those are going to be the 4 losses.
Okay.
Along with the Ravens and Browns as the other 2. So I got them going 11-6. I'll talk about them later because John, Gary wanted the Bengals to be a topic, so I'll wait.
Okay.
But yeah, I got the Bengals at 11-6 and number 5. So who do you got in the second wild card spot at number 6?
See, you said second wild card spot, so now I'm like, oh shit. Out
of 3, yeah.
The last 3 are tough because, well, I'll just go ahead and say it. The Ravens.
Okay.
The Ravens are guaranteed one of the wild card spots. The last 3, whichever one you put them in, I don't really care. But only because they're going to be good. You said 12-5. That's probably exactly what I had in my mind. But only because the Bengals, I had them winning their division. So that's where me and you flip-flopped again on those 2. But they got handled by the fucking Bengals in Baltimore. I don't know why. I mean, they could easily get smacked in Cincinnati again. I know you think they're all going to split, which is ideal for all of them. I don't think that's going to happen. The Bengals are probably going to... I would give them at least 4-2 in the division.
Okay.
So they already beat the Steelers once. Give them another win. That'd be 3-0. They could probably beat the... I think they could. I think they're better than the Ravens all around. They could probably beat them again. I don't know. We'll see about the Browns.
Okay. All right. So, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So, I've got Ravens, Bengals, Browns. Browns being my number 6. That shit could go either way with any 3 of those teams. If one team has a bad week, that could fuck their division wins or division chances over.
Yeah.
Obviously, they'll probably make the playoffs, but... So I have the Browns at number 6 going 11-6.
Isn't that crazy?
Same as the
3
Bengals.
3 teams in the same fucking division.
Yeah.
Like realistically.
That happened with us in the NFC South a couple years ago, like 2017 or some shit. So, yeah, I got the Browns going 11-6, same as the Bengals, losing to the Chiefs, Chargers, Cardinals, and Packers. The Bengals fucked themselves, honestly, losing to the Bears. That was a bad loss for them.
Yeah, it was. And they should have beat the Packers.
So I got the Browns going 11-6, Chiefs, Chargers, Cardinals, Packers, Bengals, Ravens being their 6 losses. Yeah. The Browns are a good team. They got a good the best running game in the league. Mm-hmm. I know, Derrick Henry's the best rusher in the league, but as a team, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, when Nick Chubb comes back,
they get almost 200 yards a game.
They're great. Baker Mayfield, I don't care what you say, he's a great quarterback when it comes to play action passes.
Yeah.
And their defense is really fucking good, especially on paper. So I think Odell, honestly, my opinion, Odell just drags the team down. But I think they are a good team on paper. 11-6 as my number 6 seed. Now, this is where it's a toss-up. Who you got at number 7, last spot in the AFC?
This is where I pulled what I did for y'all, pulled a me, and I'm going to... I have the Browns... Well, the Browns are currently in it right now, but I have on here that the Patriots, I think, if we keep coming into our own, could overtake the Browns for the last spot.
Wow.
So...
Okay.
And that's honestly more to say against the Browns being in the same division as the Ravens and the Bengals. That's more what that is.
Okay.
Because we got a tough schedule. We put in perspective, okay? We actually play a lot of these teams we've already talked about, okay? We play the Chargers this week. That's a tough one. Then we play the Panthers. That's a tough one. Then we actually play the Browns. That's a huge game. Give it another couple of weeks, we play the Titans. Then we play the Bills for the first time. So it gets pretty dicey for our schedule in the next 6 weeks. The next month and a half is going to be pretty... We got to win a lot of big games.
Yeah, no shit.
So November 14th, mark it down. Patriots are playing the Browns. Winner of that game could take the final spot in the wild card, in my opinion. That'll be a big fucking game.
Okay.
Because I think the Patriots have a chance to edge it out. I try not to be biased, but I am truly thinking like, damn.
It's not biased.
I watch our team every week, everything about them. I know what they're like. The Browns on paper are great, obviously. They had a great playoff run last year. They got the same fucking team this year, literally. Same team, same coach, same everything. So we'll see. But I think the Patriots, are going to win some key games this year. They've had a couple of close losses to some great teams.
Yeah.
I think they can get some key wins against good teams in the second half.
Keep that Patriots schedule pulled up.
I got it right here for you. Just for you, buddy.
So, for my number 7 spot, my last wild card spot, I went with the Chiefs.
What the fuck?
At 9-8.
Wow.
At 9-8.
Wow.
I did. The Chiefs going 9-8. They still got a stellar offense. Their defense sucks huge fucking balls. I showed you that stat that on the Pat McAfee show. That they pulled up. I sent it to you.
Sure.
So.
Oh yeah, they're last in everything.
Literally every fucking thing defensively. Yep. Let me just pull it up.
Yeah, I remember.
Actually, I deleted it. Okay, so yeah, they're last in basically everything on defense. But I still think they can beat the Raiders. Did they already lose to the Raiders? I can't remember. No, yes. No.
Yeah, I don't think they played them yet. Actually.
Okay, so they could beat the Raiders twice. I'll get to that in a second. Then the Broncos, they'll beat them. And then the Chargers, they'll lose to them. But they might split with the Chargers. I think I have them splitting with the Chargers. Yes, I do. I have them splitting. So I think they can squeak in 9-8 just because their offense is so fucking good. Andy Reid's a good damn coach. They're not a bad offense. They have some overrated players on their fucking offense.
Sorry, Kill.
Clyde Hilaire, But anyway, I think they can squeak in at 9-8 just because after the Browns, in my opinion, you got 14-3, the first 3 seeds, 12-5 at the 4th, and then Bengals and Browns at 11-6, and then just honestly it drops off, in my opinion. Yeah, there's competitive teams out there, including the Patriots, but it's not with them at the top tier, in my opinion. So I got the Chiefs at 9-8. Now in the hunt, I've got the Patriots at 8-9. Could be 9-8, depending on the Bills game.
Okay.
At least one of the Bills games. But they do have a tougher schedule. I think they'll beat the Panthers.
It is tough.
I think they'll. Now, before the season started, I said the Panthers were beating the Patriots.
Yep,
now
you did. I remember.
Now, Patriots are beating the Panthers.
Put W now, yeah.
Yep, Patriots are beating the Panthers right now, in my opinion. They have a tough schedule. And they are a good team. They're a competitive team, and they could easily possibly squeeze into the wild card spot. Now, that's why I'm not saying that's not a biased take, them getting the 7th seed.
Right.
It's not, in my opinion. Yeah. So they could easily get in there especially if they beat the Browns.
Yeah.
That's going to be a game of the week.
We just talked about, they got to play the Chargers. They got to play the Patriots. I think the Panthers will be in the playoffs. They got to play the Panthers. They got to play the Bills twice. They got to play the Titans.
Yeah.
The list goes on. So, and then they ended off with Jaguars Dolphins. So that's a nice way to end that.
So you were high on the Raiders.
Yeah. How have you not said their name? You don't have them even in the hunt?
The second team in the hunt, 7-10 Raiders.
7-10?
I think they're going to fall off. So I'm not saying it's 100% because of Gruden. I think Gruden's is a part of it. But
they're 2-0 without him, so
they play the next games they got. You ready?
Okay.
Chiefs.
Division, yeah.
Bengals.
Yeah.
Cowboys. Chiefs. Browns. Chargers. That's not all the teams. I skipped the Colts, Broncos, and Washington.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, 5 teams? 6 teams? That are...
So what I'm getting at is you're too high on the Chiefs for me. I think they can beat the Chiefs' ass both games. They're not good.
They could.
On defense.
They could.
Derek Carr could easily... They could drop a 45-piece on them.
They could. But the Chiefs aren't. I don't think the Chiefs are dead. Their offense isn't dead. Their defense might be dead.
I feel like...
But who can outscore who? I'm going to go with the Chiefs on outscoring the Raiders.
Yeah, but if you compare, which offense will struggle more against the other... the Raiders have they have potential on defense. They don't have, the worst defense in the league. Literally, the Chiefs have the worst defense in
ever.
Maybe.
Possibly ever.
At least in the 21st century.
Yeah.
They're so bad. I think the Raiders could definitely beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, you're right. They might split. It's just the schedule. They have a really tough schedule.
You said
at the beginning of the season, they had Baltimore hard, Steelers, Dolphins, Chargers, Bears, Broncos, Eagles. They have the Giants coming up. Relatively easier schedule compared to the last half of the season. I think they're going to fall off. I was high on Derek Carr. I still am. Derek Carr's...
It's quite a prediction.
Derek Carr's great. Nothing against him. The team in general, I don't think they're going to live up to the hype as everybody thinks. They have a tough schedule coming up. But yeah, that's our predictions.
That's quite a prediction. I'll give you that.
That's our playoff predictions.
That's one of those gut feeling predictions.
It is. And Gruden, I'm not going to say Gruden's that is the reason, but it's a reason. It is a reason.
It's a good reason.
Gruden's a good coach. Bad decisions.
They're just 2-0 without him. You know what I mean?
Well,